If you've been dealing with yellow jackets or wasps around your home, barn, or shed, there's a good chance you've been treating the problem the same way most people do: spraying a visible nest, clearing it out, and then watching a new one appear in the same spot a few weeks later. That keeps happening because spraying individual nests only eliminates the wasps you can see. The colonies responsible for the ongoing infestation are often located much further away, and new ones will continue moving in as long as the conditions are favorable. In this video, we're going to walk through a three-part approach that addresses the problem at the colony level, using bait stations, targeted knockdown, and a long-lasting residual dust, all while leaving honeybees unharmed. To understand why this approach works, it helps to know a little about how yellow jackets and wasps actually behave. Yellow jackets and social wasps are not confined to the area immediately around their nest. Worker wasps leave daily to forage for food, and they typically travel within a range of roughly a quarter to a half mile from their nest, sometimes further when food sources are scarce. They locate food, consume part of it, and bring the rest back to share with the rest of the colony. That food-sharing process has a specific name: trophallaxis. Workers transfer food mouth to other workers, to larvae, and indirectly to the queen. It's an efficient distribution system, and it's central to how the colony is fed and sustained. This biology is what makes bait-based control so effective. A slow-acting substance that workers pick up at a bait station gets carried back to the nest and shared throughout the colony. Rather than eliminating only the foragers you can see, a well-placed bait station can work its way through an entire colony over time. The claim of half-mile coverage in this method refers to that foraging radius. If you place bait stations on your property, you're reaching foragers from any colony nesting within roughly that range. Multiple colonies may be foraging over the same area simultaneously, so a few stations can potentially affect several colonies at once. Method 1. Boric acid bait stations. This is the core of the approach, and it only requires two ingredients: apple juice and pure boric acid powder. Boric acid is a naturally occurring compound with a long history as a slow-acting insecticide. It works as a stomach poison. Insects that ingest it don't die immediately, which is important because it allows foragers time to return to the nest and distribute the bait before the effects take hold. It's this delayed action that makes it effective for colony control. Here's how to mix and set up the stations. Add approximately 2 teaspoons of pure boric acid powder to a batch of apple juice and stir until dissolved. Use pure 99% boric acid, not borax, which is a different compound, sodium tetraborate, sold in laundry sections and won't perform the same way here. Pure boric acid is available at Ace Hardware, Home Depot, and Lowe's. Pour a small amount of the mixture into an open container. A cut soda can work well. Keep the liquid level shallow. If there's too much liquid, foragers may drown before they can return to the nest, which defeats the purpose. Place a small stick or twig in the container so wasps can enter and exit easily. Set up multiple stations around the property, near eaves, corners, fence posts, barn rafters, and anywhere you've observed regular wasp activity. Position them where pets and children can't access them. A few things to keep in mind: don't increase the boric acid concentration to try to speed up results. If the dose is too high, foragers die before returning, and bait transfer stops entirely. 2 teaspoons per batch is the right range. Also, expect results to take time. Colony collapse through bait transfer typically takes days to a couple of weeks, depending on colony size and how many foragers are accessing the stations. Why this is safe for honeybees. Honeybees are not scavengers. They forage specifically for nectar and pollen, and they're not attracted to fruit juice in an open container. Beekeepers have placed these stations near active hives without observing bee mortality. If you want additional protection, adding a small amount of vinegar to the mix further deters bees without significantly affecting wasp attraction. Boric acid also has low mammalian toxicity at the concentrations used here, which is one reason it's a widely used option for homeowners. Though you should still store and handle it carefully and keep stations away from children and pets. One more note on sanitation. Bait stations work best when they're the most attractive food option available. If there's open garbage, uncovered pet food, food scraps, or sugary spills nearby, wasps have better food options and may ignore your stations entirely. Seal garbage cans, clean up outdoor food sources, and rinse recyclables before putting them out. Reducing competing attractants significantly improves bait station performance. Method 2. Knockdown for active nest bait stations work on a timeline of days to weeks. If you have active, visible nests that need to be addressed right away, a direct knockdown method is the right tool. For nests in standard locations, rafters, eaves, corners, exterior walls, a solution of dish soap and water is an effective low-residue option. Dish soap like Dawn disrupts the waxy coating on the insects' bodies and clogs their breathing pores, causing them to suffocate. It works on contact and leaves no lasting chemical residue. One important safety consideration: do not spray water-based solutions near electrical fixtures, outlets, or wiring. That's a genuine hazard, and wasp nests frequently end up near lights and electrical boxes. For nests located near any electrical source, use a product called Wasp Freeze instead. It's a non-conductive aerosol that knocks down wasps quickly on contact and is safe to use near wiring and fixtures. Regardless of which knockdown method you use, the best time to treat an active nest is at night. In the evening, most foragers have returned to the nest, and wasps are far less active and aggressive. Treating at night means you're reaching a larger portion of the colony in a single application. Method 3. Residual dust for prevention. This is the step that addresses long-term reinfestation, and it's often skipped. The product recommended here is Delta Dust, a deltamethrin-based insecticide dust. Deltamethrin is a synthetic pyrethroid, a class of insecticides derived from compounds found in chrysanthemum flowers. Delta Dust is formulated to be waterproof and long-lasting with a residual effectiveness of up to 8 months outdoors. You apply it using a bulb duster or cobweb duster, puffing a light coating into eaves, soffits, rafters, voids around lights and door frames, and any other areas where wasps have previously nested or are likely to establish. The way it works is similar to the bait principle. Wasps that land on or walk through treated surfaces pick up the dust on their bodies and legs and carry it back into the nest, spreading it through the colony. It also creates a lasting treated surface that makes those nesting sites inhospitable to new colonies moving in. Unlike the knockdown sprays, Delta Dust doesn't act immediately on contact. It's a residual tool. The value is in the weeks and months of coverage it provides after a single application. These 3 methods work best when used in combination and in a logical order. Start by walking the property to identify any visible active nests. Treat those first using dish soap spray or wasp freeze at night when possible. Next, set up your boric acid bait stations. Place them in multiple locations where you're seeing forager activity, near eaves, along building perimeters, around outdoor structures. Check them every few days, refresh the mixture as needed, and give them at least 1 to 2 weeks to work. After addressing the active nests, apply Delta Dust to all the locations where nests were found and any other spots that are likely nesting sites. This step creates the barrier that prevents new colonies from occupying the same areas once the current ones are gone. Monitor throughout the season. Bait station activity will slow as colony populations decline. If new nests appear, address them early while they're still small. A colony in its first few weeks is far easier to deal with than one that's been established through the summer. The reason most people end up in the same situation every year is that they respond to each nest individually without reducing the overall pressure of colonies foraging across the property. This combined approach targets foraging wasps, disrupts colonies at the source, and removes the conditions that make reinfestation easy. This method is effective for reducing wasp populations significantly around homes, farms, and outbuildings. Users, including beekeepers, report meaningful, sustained reductions in activity over a season when the approach is applied consistently. That said, it's not a guaranteed complete elimination, particularly for very large infestations or underground colonies that may need direct treatment. If you're dealing with an exceptionally large problem, or if anyone in the household has a serious allergy to stings, professional pest control is the appropriate option. It's also worth noting that wasps are beneficial insects in other contexts. They're active predators of caterpillars, flies, and other insects that damage crops and gardens. The goal here is controlling the colonies that are creating a genuine nuisance or hazard, not eliminating wasps entirely from your environment. To summarize, this 3-part method, boric acid bait stations for colony-level control, direct knockdown for active nests, and Delta Dust for long-term prevention, is based on how wasps actually forage, share food, and establish nesting sites. Using all three in combination gives you control that goes well beyond what a single can of spray can accomplish. If you found this useful, subscribe for more practical, research-based pest control content. We'll see you in the next video.